we could be getting closer to understanding what truly drives Jodie Ramsey in Coronation Street. Ever since arriving in January, Jodie has remained something of a mystery. Her strange behavior has included stealing a series of unusual objects, such as Bernie Winter Allahan's photograph and a book owned by Brian Packham. She has also crossed a major boundary by attempting to seduce her brother-in-law, David Platt, making it obvious that she is dealing with serious emotional issues. Her actions appear to be linked to her belief that Shona enjoyed a happy and fulfilling life, while Jodie was left behind to look after their seriously ill father. Things took an even darker turn when Jodie stole a shotgun from Carl Webster, giving a sinister smile before hiding it alongside the other belongings she had taken. Last week, Sarah Platt revealed to her brother David that Jodie had been responsible for attacking her back in April. Sarah also explained that Jodie knew about a small trinket box that she desperately wanted to keep hidden. After arriving home, David searched through the living room, hoping to find the mysterious box. But his efforts proved unsuccessful. Later that night, Lily Platt came downstairs looking for the games console that had been taken away from her. While reaching underneath the sofa, she unexpectedly discovered the box and was horrified to find the gun inside. In today's episode, David and Shona were distracted by the long-awaited return of their daughter Harper, who had spent 7 months recovering in hospital. The Platt family had arranged a surprise party to celebrate Harper's homecoming, but their plans were interrupted when Jodie turned up. She revealed that she had confessed to the police about attacking Sarah and wanted to remain in Weatherfield until her court hearing. Lily later pulled Jodie aside and quietly questioned her about the weapon. Jodie immediately tried to reassure her niece, insisting that it was only a replica and could not actually hurt anyone. Later, Shona asked David whether they could give Jodie another opportunity and let her stay with them. Although David was clearly unhappy about the idea, he reluctantly agreed. However, that decision could soon change. Lily remained deeply worried about the danger Jodie might bring to their family. She eventually sat down with her father and admitted that she had discovered the gun hidden inside the box. David was left completely stunned by Lily's revelation, leaving the question of what he will do about Jodie hanging in the balance. Who is Harry Platt's biological father in Coronation Street? The entire Platt family was left devastated when Sarah was arrested and charged with murdering Theo Silverton last month, with the shock deepening when she eventually admitted to the crime. Sarah's time behind bars has created major disruption for Harry, who is currently being cared for primarily by his older sister, Bethany Platt. Although Kit Green recently ended his relationship with Sarah, he agreed to remain at the flat so Harry could have some consistency in his life. However, things have proved far more difficult than expected. Kit has struggled with his new responsibilities as a stepfather, despite receiving advice from Adam Barlow, and his decision this week to send Harry to Little Big Shots sparked a furious reaction. With Sarah in prison and Kit taking on a father figure role, some newer viewers may be wondering where Harry's biological dad is and what happened to him. So, here's everything you need to know. Harry is the son of Sarah Platt and Callum Logan. Callum featured in 114 episodes between 2014 and 2015, initially appearing as Kylie Platt's drug-dealing former boyfriend and the biological father of Max Turner. Determined to obtain custody of Max, Callum was prepared to go to extreme lengths and began a relationship with Sarah as part of his scheme. During their relationship, Sarah became pregnant with Harry. However, Sarah ended their relationship with Callum after Max discovered a firearm inside his flat. Callum was eventually killed during the 2015 live episode after Kylie struck him over the head with a wrench while attempting to protect Sarah from his attack. Following his death, Kylie and David concealed Callum's body beneath Gail Platt's annex. The remains were discovered around 8 months later when Tyrone Dobbs crashed his truck into the annex, damaging the structure. 6 months after Callum's death, Sarah gave birth to Harry. Although Callum is rarely mentioned on the soap nowadays, Sarah did discuss Harry's parentage with Dee Dee Bailey, while Dee Dee was making a difficult decision about her own pregnancy in 2024. After becoming pregnant by her abusive former partner Joel Deering, Dee Dee admitted to Sarah that she feared she would be reminded of Joel whenever she looked at her child. Sarah explained that despite everything she had endured with Callum, she hardly ever thought about him because her love for Harry was far more important to her. Coronation Street viewers are convinced they may have figured out the real story surrounding newcomer Lucy Parkinson after her debut scenes aired. Earlier this week, Corrie introduced viewers to Tim Metcalf's cousin, Richie Parkinson, for the first time. Richie quickly opened up to Tim, admitting that his marriage to Rachel had been going through a difficult period. After staying for 2 nights on Tim and Sally's sofa, Richie eventually headed back home, but accidentally left his wallet behind. When Tim later went to return it, he was horrified to discover Richie wearing a blood-stained shirt, while Rachel appeared to be lying motionless on the floor. Tim and Sally were left stunned after spending a sleepless night trying to process what had happened. Not long afterwards, DS Lisa Connor Swain arrived and revealed that Richie had been charged with the murder of his wife. Lisa also told Tim and Sally that Richie's daughter Lucy had been placed into care, while Richie maintained that he had only acted in self-defense. During Thursday's episode on August 13th, Sally received a phone call from social worker Ruth and learned that Lucy's foster placement had broken down. With social services struggling to find another suitable home for the youngster, Tim soon decided that Lucy should stay with him and Sally, although he made the decision without speaking to Sally first. When Lucy arrived at their house, Sally tried to hide her discomfort behind a forced smile. Ruth explained that Lucy was dealing with intense grief and trauma and desperately needed stability and reassurance. However, when Sally went upstairs to bring Lucy down for dinner, she was horrified to discover that the teenager had disappeared. Tim and Sally eventually located Lucy at a nearby bus stop and managed to convince her to return home. But with Lucy now living under their roof, viewers are wondering whether Tim and Sally may have taken on far more than they can cope with. Meanwhile, actress Anya Dewan, who plays Lucy Parkinson, shared a photograph of herself smiling outside the famous Rover's Return on Instagram. She expressed her excitement about joining the cast of Coronation Street and described the opportunity as a dream come true. Dewan also thanked those who helped make her role possible, teasing that there was now a new girl on the cobbles. Following her arrival, viewers quickly flooded social media with theories about Lucy's real involvement in Rachel's death. Some fans began questioning whether Lucy herself could have been responsible for her mother's death, particularly after Lisa revealed that she had been placed into care following Richie's arrest. One viewer suggested that Lucy's anger could be deliberate, and theorized that she may have killed her mother, with Richie potentially taking the blame to protect his daughter. Another fan said they were convinced Lucy was responsible for her mother's death, while a third suggested that Rachel may actually have been abusive towards Lucy and Richie. The mystery surrounding Lucy's true nature is therefore only beginning, and viewers will be watching closely to discover whether the troubled youngster is really an innocent victim or hiding a much darker secret. Coronation Street airs weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.